So Justin, tell us what your experience has been like being locked up and being in the grow unit.
Well, I've been here a little over 18 months, and not in this unit, just in the facility period. It's been an experience. It's seen a lot of stuff happen. People, a lot of fights, and it's not all bad. It's not what people make it out to be. There's it's like a daycare, really. It's nothing like what people think it is, but I mean, there's been people that's been, beaten to comas and stuff, but I've been in this unit for about 2 weeks now. They identified me as a gang member, so everybody that gets identified has to come down here. Really.
Are you affiliated with any gang?
Yeah, I'm a Imperial Gangster.
A what?
Imperial Gangster. This gang under the Folk Nation.
What's that mean?
It's Larry Hoover. He's the one that came up with the Folk Nation, and yeah, but
we were just talking to someone else who was talking to us about how impossible it is to get out of a gang once you're in a gang.
It's it's a little hard. It's not, if you get into like a different environment, it's not really that hard, but if you're around like a lot of people that's in the same gang as you, then yeah, it becomes a little difficult, because people always, once you're in it, people always expect you to be there and to go through with it and stuff. And like if something ever happens between an opposing gang, then you feel kind of obligated to, like you gotta ride with them and stuff. Can't let them down. But I mean, if you really set your mind to it, it's not really that hard. But I mean, not in this place, anyways.
But what about once you get out?
This is a little bit harder out there, because I mean, out there people take it a lot more different and stuff. You got guns and stuff like that, and sometimes people don't always agree with your decisions and say something to the wrong person, you could be dead. But
when you're gangbanging.
Yeah. But it's not. I mean, gangbanging, it has its ups and its downs. Probably more downs than ups, but yeah.
So why do you get involved in the first place? Tell me about getting in a gang. Think back to when you got in had your first gang experience. What was going through your head? Why'd you want to do it?
It was kind of like another family, and the other part of it was just fitting in. But no, the first gang experience was probably when I was like 14. We was in front of a school, and got to exchanging words with other gang members and stuff, and it turned out to like a little brawl in the parking lot. And I mean, it was scary and stuff, because I mean there was knives being pulled and stuff, but it was more fun because it was an adrenaline rush. You got your adrenaline pumping, and I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of teenagers. That's kind of what we do it for, is that adrenaline rush, and really, I don't know. Some people give different answers, but that's my opinion on it.
No, we've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
You talked about, you do it because it's like being in another family. Is that because your own family isn't there for you as much as you need them to be? Tell me about your family life and what would make you go to a gang for a family.
Well, my family, I mean, I got like certain people in my family, like my mom, she's always been there for me. And like certain people in my family has, but I've been getting locked up since I was 9 years old. I got my first felony when I was 9, and like a lot of my family they was with me at first, but then they kind of gave up on me, because I kept getting locked up, and they just figured there was no hope for me. So then, like I started like getting into the gang scene when I was around like 12, 13, and they kind of like, they didn't like really give me like comfort, but it was kind of like someone to hang out with. It was like a group of people that I could relate to, because they was kind of in the same situation I was.
How do you get a felony when you're 9?
I don't even know. It was stealing. That's what it was. It was theft, and they got me with a D felony for it.
But do you feel like somehow your family failed you? Because most kids at 9 are, going to grade school and playing with Pokemon cards.
Yeah, it was. I don't really feel they failed me because, I mean, like my mom, she always tried to keep me out of trouble. She's single parent. She did the best she could. And my dad, he was always in prison. And my dad's been in prison most of my life. And, I mean, they didn't really fail me. It's just there wasn't nothing they could do. I was going to make my own decisions regardless. So, but.
How did you feel about having your dad in prison when you were growing up?
It was rough at first because, I mean, me and my dad, he went to prison when I was 6, but I remember because we was real close before he went to prison. And then he got caught up in some dumb stuff, so then he went to prison, and like it was rough at first because like my mom was always used to having him around, and she like when he went to prison, it was kind of hard for her to make it because like we had 2 incomes, then it went down to 1 and everything changed. But I mean, we made it, and that's when I started getting into trouble. It started off, I was messing up in school. My grades went from A's and B's down to F's.
After your dad went to prison?
Yeah. And then after that, everything just went to hell.
And then do you get to a point where you kind of feel like giving up? I'm so far behind, I've gotten in so much trouble, why bother?
I feel like that a lot in here because it seems like no matter how hard you try in here, it's like there's always a staff member or somebody that's always going to try to knock you back down. And I've had that happen a lot. That's why I've been here for a year and a half. I mean, I've been a long term. I did 11 and a half months in there. Yeah.
In SEG?
Yeah, in SEG. A little cell like about this size. Yeah, I did 11 and a half months straight in there. And then I got out about 4 months ago. And I've been doing good. I mean, I got my level 4, so I should be going home soon. But it's been a journey.
So when you get out, what do you want to do? What are your plans? What are your thoughts about even being out behind razor wire? You haven't been out there in a while.
Man, it's gonna be scary. I mean, it's not gonna be too bad because I know what to expect because I'm a recommit. This is my second time being in a juvenile prison, and so I kind of know what to expect a little bit from how things was the first time I got out. But it's gonna be scary because I mean, like people I knew before, they've moved off and things have changed a lot. The economy's not like it was before, and I'm getting older, so now I got a lot more responsibility when I get out, and like I ain't never had like a real job before, none of that. But I'm about to when I get out, I plan on staying away from the gang stuff. I plan on getting a job. I'm about to get my GED here in about. I take it in 2 weeks, so I'll probably have it within like a month. So.
Well, and that's a positive thing that's happened in here.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I don't know. I'm a strong believer everything happens for a reason. And I feel that, if I wouldn't have got locked up, I mean, I don't know where I'd be. I'd either be dead or I know for a fact I wouldn't have my GED. And I never did good in school, so a high school diploma would be out of the question. But
so at least you'll walk out of here with a high school, with a GED, which will help you get a job.
Yeah, that'll help me get a job. And I plan on helping my mom pay the bills too, because she's still having problems with that. So.
Do you have any brothers or sisters at home?
I got 2 sisters, but they don't live at home. They live in up north. So
it'll just be you and your mom?
Yeah, for a while. I don't plan on living at home that much longer because I don't feel like being one of them bums that live with their mom until they're 40. So.
Yeah, but you need time to get on your feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a car and stuff and get my license, and when I get situated, that's when But.
So if we came to see you say, a year from now? How would you want things to be? How do you think things are going to be?
Hopefully by then I'd have, my own place, a job, car, stuff like that, making good money and not getting in no more trouble. But, I mean, I can't really tell how things are going to be until I get out and I carry through with things, because I said all this last time that I was going to do good, and I wasn't out for 2 months and I got hit with an armed robbery. So
did you think before you'd already been locked up. You know you don't like being locked up. So I know what people would think. Well, why would you do it again? Or did you just think you weren't going to get caught?
that was part of it. I mean, that was a big part of it. I didn't think I was ever going to get caught for anything, but the other part of me was I didn't care. I mean, I'm a type of person that I'm trying to change it, but I still got that part of me where I'm going to do what I want when I want, and ain't nobody going to stop me. But
was the robbery about wanting money or things? Or
no, it wasn't about needing or wanting money. I mean, I had money. It was just something to do. That's pretty much what it was. Just something to do.
Do you think it all about the person you robbed? Was it somebody you knew? Was it a random person?
As a gas station.
Do you ever think about how scary that might have been for them? Do you think about the victim side at all, or not?
Not really. I mean, I know it was scary for her because, the way she reacted. But, it don't really get to me like it would other people. But, I think about it sometimes, like, she never did anything to me. I shouldn't have done that to her, but I don't know. It don't really get to me like that.
Doesn't register that a victim could be traumatized by what you did?
Not really.
Did you have any intention on hurting her, or you just wanted the thrill of the...
Well, I don't know. I can't really say what I'd have done, but, it crossed my mind that, if she didn't give me the money to shoot her. But, luckily she gave me the money and it didn't have to come to that. But I can't really say what I'd have done. Because, it was kind of like a dream. It's kind of like when I went in there and, I pulled the gun out, it's kind of like tunnel vision. Everything just, closed in and stuff, and it felt weird. I wasn't, really thinking right, so I can't say what would have happened.
Adrenaline rush?
Yeah.
But you had to have been kind of scared, too. You're pointing a weapon at someone. You know the possibility is you could have shot. You could have been in for murder. Or are you saying your mind just shuts down at that point?
It didn't really shut down. I was thinking, but it wasn't like I was thinking like I normally do. It was like my mind was kind of clouded. And I wasn't really scared because, I had been in that position before, not like robbing a gas station, but like having guns out on people and stuff like that. And it wasn't really something new. The first time I ever pulled a gun on somebody or something like that, it kind of made me a little nervous and stuff. What if I have to shoot him and I go to prison and stuff? But after you do it so many times, it just becomes normal.
Man, most people just don't get that.
It's hard to explain because people that haven't ever been through that or done any of that stuff, it seems they can't get it.
So what do you think when you hear about, have you heard about these college shootings and, a kid, 20-year-old kid just decides to open fire on a classroom of 30 students. Have you heard about any of that stuff?
Yeah, I've heard about stuff like that.
What do you think when you hear those kinds of stories?
It's crazy because, I would never do nothing like that. That's off the wall. I wouldn't, because everybody that I've ever pulled a gun out on or fought or something like that, I've had a reason to do it. But people, they just go into colleges and stuff and just open fire on anybody. I can't see doing that to nobody, because that's just innocent people. But I'm cool. I'm laid back for the most part. I don't try to cause too many problems with people unless, they give me a reason to. But
you think once you get out, you don't think you're going to go through that kind of mindset again where I don't have anything to do today. That gas station's looking pretty good over there.
I can't say I'm not going to, but I'm gonna give it my best try this time. And I was young then. I was only 15 then. So
what is the deal with guns? When you're that age, like, did you and your friends just think you needed one to what? Why do you feel you need one at that age?
it's just protection. I mean, growing up in the neighborhood that I grew up in, I mean, anything can happen. I mean, it makes you, like, when you got a gun on you, it makes you feel a lot safer than what it would if you didn't have one. Because, I mean, the neighborhood I grew up in, people always shooting, fighting, and stuff, and it's crazy. I mean, if you ain't, I mean, it makes you feel powerful too, like you can't be touched, and I like that feeling.
I'm gonna quickly ask you about another guy we talked to here on your unit, Michael Jones.
Yeah, he's cool.
So tell me about Michael. What are your, just tell me about Michael. What do you think about Michael?
He's cool. He's one of the people that I hang out with on a daily basis. He's about to go home soon. Really, he's laid back for the most part. He don't really cause no problems. Yeah, we disagree on a lot of things, but yeah, he's all right.
How are you gonna feel when he leaves?
It's gonna be a lot less active around here because, I mean, we joke around all day and just have fun. So it's gonna be a little bit more boring around here, but he's going home. That's a good thing. So.
Do you ever have any intention of keeping in touch with anybody like a Michael Jones?
Yeah, we'll probably end up writing each other and seeing each other down the road. We got plans to see each other when we get out. So.
What do you think about his former ways, being, white supremacist? That's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, that's a lot different from what I am, but I mean, he grew up down south and around white people in that kind of environment and stuff. So I mean, I can't blame him for choosing what he did. I mean, if I grew up in that kind of environment too, I mean, who knows? I could be that, but I mean, I grew up in a neighborhood with mostly black people. I was probably maybe one out of probably 3 or 4 white people for just blocks. So I mean, I went my way, he went his.
And he's changed a lot.
Yeah, he's changed a lot. He said, from what he says, he's done with all the white supremacist stuff and all that. So, I mean, I don't know if he's serious or not, but that's what he says. So.
You wish him well?
Yeah. I think he'll do pretty good when he gets out. I mean, he got a kid and he's grew up a lot. So.
Well, thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, no problem.
Is he just in the future soldier program?
Oh, yeah. You were talking about the Grow unit, but there's another unit here at Pendleton, the Future Soldiers program. Is that something you would be interested in? Tell us about Future Soldiers.
Yeah, I've already been in that program. I got kicked out of there.
Because?
Fighting and dead dogging people. That was back before I tried to start doing good. That was, yeah.
Would you want to try and go through it again?
Probably not, because the way that unit's ran, I mean, it's an alright unit, but there's in my opinion, it's kind of a setup because they try to put you into situations where you will mess up. And I mean, they may not be doing it with the intentions of trying to set people up. I think what it is they're trying to test people to see how they react in situations. But I mean, I don't feel that's right, them putting us in situations where we can mess up. I mean, it's bad enough we put ourselves in so many situations every day where we can make the wrong decision without them doing it to us. But, I mean, more people go home in that unit than any other unit here, so, I mean, something's going right with it. But